Hot news: Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg jumps into 2020 race. CNNPolitics. Buttigieg made the announcement in an email to supporters and in a video posted online where he lays out his message of generational change centered on three values: freedom, security, and democracy. In that video, there's Buttigieg's 2020 argument is that he would like to do the same for the country that he did for South Bend, even if he knows the odds are against him, and that the only way to accomplish change like that is through a generational shift in American politics. What? Buttigieg, who most recently ran for chair of the Democratic National Committee after the 2016 election, has been exploring a presidential bid for over a year, moving closer with a trip to Iowa in where he was well received by an audience of progressives in Des Moines. The mayor, who has little national name recognition and could struggle to get attention in a crowded field including heavyweights like Sr. Kamala Harris. Buttigieg acknowledged his long odds in his email to supporters. Republicans quickly blasted Buttigieg's announcement, suggesting his leadership of South Bend does not merit a presidential run. Buttigieg will further explain his plans at a news conference in Washington on Wednesday morning. Buttigieg was born and raised in South Bend and went on to attend Harvard College and later became a Rhodes Scholar. After a 3-year, another issue for the mayor's bid is how to pronounce his last name, something that has become a bit of a running joke between he and his husband, Chasen, who tweeted a list of possible pronunciations in 2018 that included boot. Buttigieg's name is Maltese and roughly translates to Lord. Buttigieg, who in 2015, will also be the first openly LGBTQ elected official to run for president, according to the LGBTQ Victory Fund. In an interview with CNN in December, Buttigieg wondered if his sexuality would be an issue for more conservative Democrats. But the party has shifted dramatically on same-sex marriage over the last decade, with a poll in 2018 finding that 83% of Democrats support it. Annis Parker, the openly gay former mayor of Houston and president of LGBTQ Victory Fund, called Buttigieg's announcement a and after his speech in Iowa in December, a number of attendees commented that they appreciated that he embraced who he was and made it part of his broader story. Buttigieg's first book, Shortest. Buttigieg told CNN last year that despite his long odds, he felt like he had to give running for president a shot. This story has been updated.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.